So, well, I forgot my intro. It's hard working 50 hours a week and then trying to do this business on the side. But it's Jesse with Bone Land Clearing. We got another job, which we're booked up for a while. I just can't get time. My dad's doing what he can do. He's here with me now. We're in the middle of freaking Egypt over here. In Flat Rock, Alabama. So they're doing a house build here. And we got a couple days of excavating. So they're doing a pad work here. Trying to get over here safely. So I'll show you shortly when I get over here. But there's a big nice pond. But we're going to be clearing this section right here, but just thinning it out as well. So you can kind of see right here, but I'm trying to get out of that dozer's way over here. All right, got this is what we're clearing up. Here's the pad, and then they're going to take this big cedar, is the only big one we're going to take out and rip up all the thinner stuff. It's really not that thick. Bunch of rocks, and it goes down there at the end, but you can see the other side, so it's just long, and it's just a bunch of junky trees. So you can see rock right there. There's all kinds of rocks. So we're going to go ahead and get the excavator over here. Let's go over here. Show you the back side. Probably want to ticks already. Bunch of bumblebees flying. All right, so here is the back side. So here's the other side. It's really not that. So that lower side, just like a little triangle. Just mulch all this up and just thin out all the trees. Just make it look like a state park look. So thin it out so that way the house can see down all the way down there through this wooded area. So we did a mulching job for somebody. My dad did some mulching and he came in the next day and this was bent all to heck. My dad thought somebody grabbed the machine and done something with it, but ended up, I guess we pissed somebody off. All right, so I ordered that. That was almost 500 bucks. All right, so I'm gonna give you a rundown on this as well, so you see how nice this is. See this right here to this. See the front roller, all that fancy jazz. All right, this is where he is at. There's a big old limestone, so I'm guessing what he did was he was kind of coming up. He hit that back drug right here, came in. Now, the jack bugger head, I keep telling him, do not turn when you're on a pile of stuff, because there could be a stump and then you got this right here. So I thought it was just something simple here. Well, I got to looking. Oh, nice. So I was thinking it's either or. Something blew apart here or something's came loose, but I was thinking the zerk fitting may have came out or something like that, or rattled loose. So I called my cat guy, and he's supposed to come up here in the morning and check it out first before we just start doing something or just throwing parts at it. So he's going to come up here and check it out. All right, so you can kind of see what kind of weather we got. Had to help my buddy fix his truck. Brought the old pick, which I told my dad to keep it with the machine. So he kept telling me that the machine was getting hot, which I blew it out, cleaned it out, but I didn't pressure wash it. I pressure washed it last time, it did pretty good, but it still gets hot. I don't know what's wrong with these things. But we'll try to see what's going on with this thing. I'm gonna get up here and start ripping out some of these trees, kind of clean it up, make it look good, before I have to go back to work tomorrow. So, man, this bothers me right here. It's $1,500 I just don't want to spend just yet. But, get this taken off real quick, a little janky strap, and then I'm gonna get it greased up, because I know my dad would do it. So, we'll get this all greased up and fueled up. I put fuel in this tank. I try to keep it half full or almost 3/4. We'll get over and start ripping up some trees. It's almost lunchtime. So, yeah, it's about lunchtime. So that way I can get something going. And that way he's supposed to be here tomorrow, which I'll show you the part. I'm not sure if I brought my and showed you what we did, because I came Friday after work and he verified it was what he thought it was. So let's get over and check it out. Well, I was going to blade this because I had a bunch of stuff right here, and I was going to kind of clean these rocks out. That way, when I started moving around, it wouldn't cover up a few of them. I hit one of these. I think he was in this pile right here, and I think I ran him over. Poor little fella. But yeah, there's these big mounds right here, and I think that's what happened. I guess when he hit it, it may have hit a rock and then busted that piece off the rest of the way. Good thing he did it now instead of getting shoved down in there, and I had to figure out a way to get him out. But while that's running, so this is what happened. That shoved back, and make sure there ain't nothing in there. Let me He-Man this thing for a second. This thing ain't light either. Okay. So the plate in there, you can see the welds broke, and that's what's supposed to keep the tension to push this whole assembly. So he said these rollers still got some good life in them, and that's how thick it is. So he's got a new one coming. He said luckily it did what it did instead of break the piston, the grease piston. So I'm thankful for that, but we'll definitely have to re-grease it and all that. Got to get this home and cleaned out again. It's been raining. It's supposed to rain for the next couple of days, and I got everything greased up. I'm gonna try to scratch some of this stuff and then rip out, you know, little twigs, couple trees. I kind of want to thin it out, but might take a couple days. But once I get this raked out, this upper side is thicker than that lower side. It kind of like thins out like this right here, but just brush. So I'm fixed to come in, and there's a bunch of rocks right here, so try to get those cleaned up, throw them in a pile, and then break all this stuff up and then rip up some of these big old wads of trees. So I'm gonna thin out some of these, but as of right now, doing what I could do. We'll get things cleaned up real quick, and then we'll get things ready for him to come in and mulch Monday, but it's showing some rain for Monday as well. So we'll do what we can do, keep on going. I went to set this up for my cat guy when he comes up and replaces that, since I'll be at work tomorrow. And I seen that snake and it scared the piss out of me. But there's a bunch of rocks, so some like these right here. There's like the small ones, and there's a bunch of big ones too. I'm trying to finagle around. I'll get those in a little bit. So what my plan is to come in and rip up this side and that side. That way I can get my way in and clean up the rocks on this front side. So he's just gonna have to come in on the back side and work his way in, push as hard as he can. But the machine started getting warm. I've got to get that fixed pretty quick. I put new fuel filters, air filters. The cat guy told me that they have new style back doors because the vents wasn't, or there ain't no vents, it just keeps holding heat. But I don't know. So came in, see these rocks are everywhere. It's kind of eating up a little bit of the time. Some over there, but just thundering pretty loud, so I'm gonna do a little bit more, kind of clean up this center side. We're already on the back side a little bit. See if it's still warm. It's cooled down pretty quickly since I opened that door up. Literally just had opened it up, walked away. So there's a bunch of, this used to be farmland, so they pushed up a bunch of rocks. So just have to talk to the customer and see what they want to do. But just came in, ripped up a bunch, threw it to the side, and the mulching come in, which I'll have to straighten that up a little bit more. But this is what I'm talking about. They got the big mounds right here, so may just have to kind of flail them around and then rip these up and then put these big piles, that way they can come in and do the rest of that. May try to leave these right here, rip up a few of them, but we're almost at the end of it. Rest of it's just these mounds that they pushed up, and then just a bunch of random trees. So I'm ripping them out, throw them over there, and then pulling the rocks back over and putting them in big piles. All right, so since I'm not able to have the mulcher, what I like to always do was take the mulcher, mulch as much as I can up, and then come in with the excavator and rip a bunch of it up, and then mulch everything up, and then just kind of push in stages. So as you can tell, it's really opened up just in a couple hours. So I think it's almost like almost 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's almost 2:30. So 2.5 hours in, because I had to grease and get everything going. So I'd say about 2.5 hours. And I ripped up way back there, kind of threw everything over here on the side. That way, this is where that little opening they had that shoots down that way. But ripped everything up, kind of placed it in good spots, which my dad will probably have to get back in the excavator and rip up and move up some of it a little bit. I tried to get the rocks out best I could, but it's kind of hard with a pick. So there's a few here and there, some there, but it's all mounded up through here. So best thing to do is come in with a mulcher, mulch everything up, cut all these little ones off, just kind of come in, mulch, and then we'll just kind of take and. All right, just got back from my shift. We did 12 hours today. We had a big 75 and an 85-foot pole that we had to dress up over the interstate, so it was an all-day thing. But there's some turkey right over there, and this guy's got a big E85 Bobcat. So he got the thing fixed yesterday. My dad's sick, but we've had a lot of rain, so it's made it a little bit of a mess. But I'm fixed to come in and mulch everything up. So I gotta get everything greased. He got the track pack put back on. I'm gonna let everything warm up. I'm gonna come in and mulch everything up and spend a couple hours. I think right now we're at 2.5 hours. So I think this right here will probably take me at least 2 hours, 2.5, probably the remainder of the day. So I got to come in and I'm gonna walk real quick, make sure there ain't no rocks. It just take me just a few minutes. So you got it back on. Here's the part number if you need the frame assembly. So it's adding value to this old turd bucket. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this moved because we don't need to bust another glass out of it. So we'll get this mulched up, and luckily it's not blazing hot like it was earlier today. So let's get to it. It'll do it again or not, but it was lightning like 4 or 5 times right over there. It's a little scary. mulched up. I told him 2 days, but after really going through the thickest spot on this front side, and then all the other, like going down the driveway, which the driveway is about at least a mile long. Maybe either half a mile or 3/4 of a mile. Man, bet you these knives are about to go on all these rocks out here. Oh my goodness. Back drag a few of these and then take a picture of them, what I've got done, so that way the customer, so that way I can tell the customer it's going to take probably an extra day on top of where we're at. That way, if it's okay, then I can keep going on with this. We're going to get these chunks mulched up. I'll get up and show you shortly what we got done here. Well, try to get it, blow it off. Of course, it freaking starts misting enough to where it's a little bit nasty. The machine's already getting a little bit warm. Of course, you've seen that lightning, but never fails. I'll try to park this out of the way because I'm not sure exactly how much they're dosing. There's already water on the pad. That's something else. Park it up under here. Park it out of the way. All right. It's lightning pretty good. It was pretty while ago. I don't understand. This weather here lately has been just absolute trash. When the linemen get washed out or rained out, then the mechanics, we always work. So, let's see if I can, ooh, wish I can get lightning strike in the, make this like the cover photo. That's probably what I'm gonna do right there. But this is how much I pushed. I'm probably about halfway now, which I wasn't able to get this front side. It's just trying to push. I mean, it's looking pretty good. We'll think about that later, and I got to move the excavator, so I really don't want to get struck by lightning because I'd like to work, not sit in a hospital. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so yesterday I came up here to check it out because we had some hail damage, a lot of hail. Where we at was maybe golf ball size, and the people on the far side of us, they had golf ball size. So luckily I came up here and nothing was busted, thank goodness. But you can tell we've got a lot of mud here, but with me mulching and stuff on and it being up high, we should be all right. We'll get these warmed up. We got until the end of the day today to be finished, because I come over here every day after work, working almost 12 hours a day, and mulch for at least a couple hours or excavate for a couple hours to help me out. So we got a lot of rocks. You can see these knives, see it's pretty wet. We've had a lot of rain in the morning, afternoons, and it would rain several hours in the morning, be cloudy around lunchtime, and then it would do the same thing the next day. So it's hard to dry out when it's just constantly raining. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up around these trees where they're mounded up, make sure I'm not missing any chunks. So there's some right there. But I'm not sure if I was able to show much, but this is what we got. I got to come back and cut some of these little twigs that's off the trees, way to look cleaner. I just dread coming up here, but what my idea is to come in and push all this back, kind of make it level, well, symmetrical when it's looking down there. Clean this up because the rocks up on this upper side where they pushed in the field up here. So we're gonna try to mulch all this up. Do that. So, and then that way, because it's really thick right here and it's pretty wide right here, but once we get past this little thicket of trees, it thins out, and then we'll be a lot easier down that way, and then we'll clean up that little small island of dozer piles. But we'll have to cut some of the limbs off right here, over here, just kind of mulch them up where it opens them up, because the house is literally right there and they can look through here.